Welcome to the Online Synchronous version for Workplace Math 11. I want to make a quick welcome video. I know that the course doesn't start until next week, so Monday, September 21st. But I wanted to at least let you guys have access to the course. I had it hidden up until now, and I wanted you just to be able to get started, see how things look, and hopefully allow you to figure out a few things before we actually start next week. And then if you have questions, you can bring your questions to our Monday meeting. So number one, you're probably wondering how to meet. That's gonna be the most important thing. So this is the Zoom link that I have to my Zoom room. Now, the only thing that I ask is that you do not click that link until our Zoom session next Monday. Because you might just accidentally jump into one of my calls with another student between now and then. But if you click on this link next Monday, you'll all jump in and I'll be able to meet you. And that's how you'll be able to contact me for those weekly meetings. Now, if you scroll down a little bit farther, you'll find all my contact information. So there's my email that you can send emails to. And then I will have additional office hours that if you want help outside of our Zoom meetings, this is how you can reach me. You can just message me through Zoom, and I'm going to have hours in the Mondays or in the morning, on Mondays, and then kind of in the late afternoons, Tuesday and Fridays, and in the early afternoon on Thursday. So they're all first come, first serve. You just shoot me a message, and then we go from there. Here is your homework before next Monday. I'm going to check in to make sure that you did it. I would like you to look through actually, I don't even know if you can look through a little bit of the policies and procedures. That's not as important. More importantly, I want you to print off the formula sheet, watch these videos, and then print off your notes, which I'm going to show you in a second. So that'll be your homework. So number one, the policies and procedures. This is copied over from my other course. You can kind of find out how things are marked and that kind of stuff and where the marks come from. There's your grades are here. Communication, that kind of stuff. The formula sheet, you're definitely going to want to have this printed off. You can use this for any portion of the course. All right, so having it printed off and handy will be very helpful for certain aspects, and just want to let you know about that. There's an introductory Zoom meeting. That's going to be our first session. So after our first session, I'm going to unlock the course for you, and then you'll have access to everything. So don't worry about that. We'll do that next week. These two videos are videos that I made for creating PDFs. So when you complete work and when you submit work into the page, it has to be as a PDF or as a Microsoft Word document. So one awesome thing is that there's an app called Cam Scanner, and it allows you to take photos from your camera and turn it into a PDF. It's a really nice feature. However, sometimes you will submit something and it's going to be too large. So there's also a way to compress the PDF. So I know this intro video is going to be a little bit longer, but these two videos are really quick. They're like 2 minutes each. So go give those a watch just to make sure that you know how to do that. If you've taken an online course, specifically in math, you're probably already very familiar with Studyforge. However, if this is new to you, I definitely want to welcome you and show you how it works. And I want you to actually try jumping into a lesson before we start so that you know what it looks like. Okay, so if you click on to lesson 1, it's going to log you into Studyforge. Studyforge is our platform for online learning. I'm not going to be teaching lessons in the course. You're going to be able to go in and watch the lessons yourself. So they are done here through these videos. One thing you're going to want to make note of is that number one, Google Chrome is the best option for just being able to utilize the features for the course. So I recommend downloading Google Chrome if you haven't. Once you have Google Chrome downloaded and you're using it, if you're already using it, that's awesome. You need to make sure that it can run Flash. Now I know that they're updating these videos to not use Flash anymore, but currently I believe they still are. So if you click this lock button up here, the default for Flash is to always ask before allowing it. So if you instead click allow and you go there, you have to reload the page. Now all of the videos for Studyforge will play and you'll be able to watch them. Okay, so now you can see that there's 4 videos here to watch, and this is how you complete your lessons. Now, in order to complete lessons, you watch videos, but you also take notes. So this is an important thing as well. And this is another part of your homework. You got to print off your notes. So in order to print off your notes, you click on this printer button. When you click on the printer button, it's going to say which lessons you'd like to print, and you're going to want to print off all the lessons for chapter 1, not just lesson 1. You have the option to print off your practice questions, but we can do practice questions online or on paper, so you don't necessarily have to click this, but we'll talk about that a little bit in a second when we talk about practice questions. Another thing is that you can actually just print off all the chapters of the course at once if you wish. You don't need to. You can just print off one at a time, but there are 4 chapters. Don't print the course projects. All right, let's hit print preview. When you click print preview, it's going to bring you to the option of either printing these or saving it as a PDF. So if you are a super, oh, why didn't that work? Hold on. There we go. Okay, if you are super tech savvy, you can, instead of printing these off, save them as a PDF and do your notes online, which is totally fine. Either way, you click on this printer icon. Automatically, mine chooses the printer that is close by, and I can do that. Or you can hit save as PDF, and you can save it onto your desktop. And if you, like I said, if you are tech savvy, you can take notes online that way. However you choose to do that is fine. Don't worry, you have options. I'm not going to actually print these off. You can do that. That's your homework. And then I'm going to go back over here. So I'm going to cancel that. I'm going to just show you a quick video so that you see.
Consider the following scenario.
I'm not going to watch it. Too much volume. But if you take a look and you skip through, which I don't want you to do, I want you to watch the videos, you'll see that there's a lot of text on the page, and there's going to be fill in the blanks for your notes. So when you're watching these videos, you can pause it and you can fill in things as you go. So I'm just going to skip ahead even further. It goes through and it gives you the full answer and the full solution for this video. So the notes are required. You fill in what a ratio is, what a proportion is, etc., etc. Once you have completed all 4 of these videos, you should be ready to try the practice questions that are underneath. So I told you that I'd be talking about practice questions. Practice questions can be done either online or on paper, just depending on your preference. It's totally up to you. If you like working online, that's awesome. If you'd rather not, that's okay too. So if I open one up, I've already done this before. I'm going to hide everything. So when you go to a question, it's going to kind of look like this. And you, on the side here, can write your answer. Okay. So you can show your work. It's got a lot of neat features. You can add pictures. You can do lots of things on this right-hand side. Anything that you put here, I can see, which is nice. If you are old-fashioned, you can pull out your trusty, notepad, paper, and you can do these practice questions on paper as well. If you print out the practice questions, you can simply do the required. So you are required to do 5 practice questions per lesson, depending on if you have an IEP or not. But 5 practice questions are completed, and if you didn't want to print them off, you can also just do them online paper. I'll talk about this when we meet, but I just wanted to let you know that there are options. Once you've attempted the question, you can find out what the answer is. If you got it right, awesome. If you didn't, that's okay. There is going to be a solution if you did get it wrong, or if you want to just see how the answer was. Maybe you're like completely unsure how to do the question. This is how you find out how to complete the question correctly. So the solution is a really great feature. Some students don't even know that there's a solution to find out exactly how to get the right answer. So it's an important thing to note. Okay, so notes include taking notes, watching the videos, and completing practice questions. Now let's go to handing them in. I'm going to go back to the course page. And if I scroll down, here is the note package and practice question submission. Now, if you did your practice questions online, you don't need to submit anything because I can look at them through my teacher Studyforge account. But if I go here, it shows that I grade these 4 marks for completing all the notes themselves, 3 marks for completing the practice questions that are required, and 3 marks for watching the videos. So I do want to make sure that you're watching more than 75% of the videos and not skipping through like I was. Only I'm allowed to do that. But once you've completed them, you're going to want to add your submission and let me know that you've completed them. So you go here, you can drag and drop your PDF or Microsoft Word document. So if I just go to my desktop, I've got a, let's see, I've got a PDF in my, sure, boom. Submit this. This is not actually my notes, but you can submit a PDF, hit save changes. Now that that's completed, I want to show you something cool. It will turn green that you've submitted it for grading. I haven't graded it yet, but I'll get a notification that I need to mark it. I'll mark these once a week, and I'll let you know when you should be submitting these to stay on track. So we will have a scheduler. You can edit or remove your submission once this has been done if you need to, but I'm going to take you back to the course page and show you what's changed now. Oh, that's weird. Oh, so once I mark it, then you'll get a check mark here. So I wanted to show you about these checkmark completions. Once you've completed something in the course, you can check it off. So if you've seen my notes, yep, you can check that off. If you print out the formula sheet, you can check that off. Once you come and meet with me on Zoom for our first session, you'll get this checked off. If you've watched these videos, you can check these off. So some of them you're able to check off yourself, like if you print off the assignment. But once I've marked this, then a check mark will come for the dotted box, which are required things. So let me take a look at the next step. Once you have completed notes, the next thing is to try the assignment. And I want to let you know, we're going to be going over this definitely as a class, but the assignment have a marking scheme based on your achievement goal. So it's important to note that when you are marking something or when I'm marking something, sorry, I'm looking to see what grade you're aiming to get in this course. Some of you may be trying to get an A, some of you may be happy with a B, some of you are like, Mr. Kuchma, if I get 50%, I'm gonna be the happiest person in the world. So however you decide to, aim in the course, that is how I want to mark things. And if I see that you're roughly getting that amount of things correct, then you're good to go on the test. So these assignments are pass or fail until you pass, which means you can resubmit them if you didn't get enough correct the first time around. Again, I'll talk about that a little bit more when we meet. And then the last thing to do in a chapter is the test. And so if you click on the chapter test, the written portion, you're going to see that there's a document that you print off. And none of the questions are here. The questions will show up online when you attempt the test. Okay, you're each going to have to do your test online whenever you're ready. You don't have to do it at the same time. You can do it when appropriate for yourself, but you show all of your work here. This is a really important thing because showing your work is where you get the bulk of your marks. Each question on the test is actually, oops, did I close that? I think I did. Is actually multiple choice. So you get a mark out of 3 for each chapter test question. 1 mark for selecting A, B, C, or D correctly, and then 2 marks for showing your written work correctly. So a question, you can guess and get it right. You only actually get 1 out of 3 marks. But if you show all the work and by accident selected the wrong one, you would get 2 out of 3 marks. So it's important to note that the written work is very, very important. You're also going to see that you're going to be restricted. You're not actually going to be able to do the test until your Zoom meeting is complete, which we're going to be doing next week for our first session, and once your assignment has been completed. So I don't want you going ahead. Now, there are 4 chapters in this course that we're going to be going through between now and June. So we'll be taking it piece by piece, lesson by lesson, assignment by assignment, test by test, and finishing up. There are also projects in the course, which I'm not going to talk too much about right now because I haven't exactly decided how I wanted to do them. There are built-in projects. There's one on common misconceptions for probability. There's one on manipulating sports statistics in the stats chapter. There's one on going for the prize. It's showing you're kind of like competing for an inheritance for the finance one. It's kind of interesting. And there's actually even one for chapter 1, but I got rid of it. It's an animation project. So if you're really into art, there'd be that one. So anyway, I just wanted to make this video to kind of welcome you to the course. Again, your homework is to print off your notes for chapter 1. Your homework is to watch these additional videos and to print off the formula sheet. You can also take a look at the policies and procedures, but I'm hoping that you're just able to get oriented into the online course. You can take a look. I'm excited to be able to meet you guys face to face next Monday. That's gonna be awesome. And until then, best of luck in your other courses. I will see you then, and take care for now. Bye.